Hey folks, and welcome back to West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. This is the second video that I'm doing relating to new signings coming into Leeds United this summer, and it's come in the shape of centre-back Jaka Bijol. So I'll just go through a little bit of detail with him. And just outline some of the good stuff that he's been able to do in his career so far. He's a big dude, 1 metre 90 tall. When I saw the video of him arriving at the club, he looks an absolute unit. I think some people might nickname him the Dolph Lundgren of Leeds United, just due to his kind of chiseled physique and big jawline and all that kind of fun stuff. No, he looks one hell of a unit. Similar size really to Joe Rodon and Pascal Strout. Another big solid defender, which again will add some considerable presence in the Leeds backline if he gets to play. So, a little bit about him. He is a full Slovenia international. 26-year-old. As you can see there, 63 caps for the Slovenian full international team, and all of that at just 26-year-old is very impressive. Come through all of the youth age ranks as well in the Slovenia team. And by and large a very good international career so far, without a doubt. He's got quite a mix of experience around Europe, having started his career at Ruda Valenge. I've no idea if I've pronounced that right at all, but then a more prestigious move, if you like, to CSKA Moscow. Then got a loan spell, got a good loan there actually by the looks of things, 30 games that season for Hanover. And then the move to Udinese, where he's been able to experience 90 games in one of the, what the kind of class as one of Europe's top 5 or 6 leagues, playing in Serie A, bagging 90 games and getting 4 goals. So he's clearly not a prolific defender. So he's more of the Joe Rodon mould rather than the Pascal Strout mode. Certainly just judging by the number of goals that he's scored in his career so far, which is not too many. However, lots of experience in terms of games played, and at a reasonable level throughout. As far as I can remember, I believe he is Leeds' first ever Slovenian player. We did have a Slovakian player who was also another big centre-back actually in Michalik. No, I believe he is the first Slovenian player to play for Leeds. I could be wrong on that one, but I think he might be. So if I was just to delve into the stats a little more, obviously we haven't got any kind of stats on on goals as such because he doesn't score many. But the thing that I notice about Jaka's career so far is that for the most part he plays a lot of games. So he's been a regular starter for most of his time at Ruda, at Moscow, at Hanover and at Udinese. Which to me kind of suggests that this is a player who has been in very high regard wherever he's been. I would suggest as well that by the looks of it, he's not had too many major injuries, because of the fact that he's been able to play as many games as he had each season. Excuse me. So quite impressive. Over 250 games at senior level, playing for his clubs, and some good experience, generally speaking. He has also played a handful of games in European competition as well. So he's played 9 games in European competition, so a little bit of experience playing against some of the best teams in Europe. That can only bode well, because he's going to come up against a few of them this season. So yeah, without a doubt, a player with a good track record so far. The rumoured fee is about 20 to 22 million euros, so somewhere along the lines of 17 to 19 million pounds. It's definitely top end for a defender, but these are the kind of signings that we're going to have to make to be able to bring in the required quality and strength in depth. There's no doubt that Jaka Bijol will be a player who will want to challenge for one of the defensive spots in the lineup. And if we were to ever revert to a back three, I would be pretty reasonably satisfied with a back three of Rodon, Bijol and Strauch. I think that would equate to being a very solid and very strong unit of a back three. So yeah, when you look at over 250 games at senior level, over 60 caps for his country, and he's only 26, so I believe the club signed him on a 5-year deal, so that'll take him up to the age of 31. So we're going to get Jaka's best years, his prime years, as far as the majority of things stand. And he's got 1 goal for Slovenia as well. That was against Croatia, apparently, of which the match ended up drawing 1-1 back in March 2022. He has won the Russian Super Cup with CSKA Moscow back in 2018. The only thing that if there was any criticism at all, is that he's not played for what would be classed as a very upper range team, if you like. However, I think for what level Leeds are at this moment in time, we're not going to be able to sign players that realistically would prefer to join teams that are currently playing in European competition. So we have to be very cautious of this and look at these signings for what they are. Nemecha, the first signing, has obviously been brought in for someone that can provide decent backup. Bijol, I think, is more of a first team, or certainly first 11 level player. And it'll be down to Strauch and Rodon to prove why they should be in the team ahead of Bijol. Because ultimately Bijol is one of Farke's Premier League signings. So you don't spend 20 million on a player and don't play him. If you assume that he's going to be good enough for the money that you've spent, and it's a fair chunk of change. But ultimately, I think we've got a good player here. This will be his toughest test yet, but he's certainly got the physique for it. He's got the physicality. He's a big boy, so he ain't going to be muscled around. I wouldn't have thought. I think he'll be able to stand his ground pretty well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what Jaka can bring. As I say, I'm going to keep these videos fairly short for each new signing that comes in. I think it was about 10 minutes on the Metro as well. The only other downside for Jaka Bijol is that he's never played in England before, so that's something he's going to have to adapt to, whereas Nemecha had played a little bit in England, so that's where that maybe is where the big difference is going to come. But other than that, it's a game of football, so just go out there and do your thing. I think he comes across like someone that's going to be a very no-nonsense defender, and I like that. Speaks good English as well. Watched his interview and speaks pretty clear English, so that'll obviously help for his adaptation in England itself. And looking forward to what he can do. Obviously a lot of money spent on him, so let's hope that he can do the business. But yeah, all in all, decent signing, I think. We'll see what he can bring to Leeds United. In the meantime, I'll leave it at that. Big thank you as always for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Do please give the thumbs up like to the video as well. And as soon as Leeds make their next signing, I will do a short video on their statistics and details as well. In the meantime, have a good one. See you next time. Bye for now.